It's I.O.W. Sports Chill. What's up, world? It's your boy Walcott Moore in the building. You know who that guy is.
What up, though?
Detroit Mail, the man with the Grandmaster plan for I.O.W. Network. Everybody, welcome to another episode of I.O.W. Sports, episode 46.
Fall us off.
46, 15, 30, 38. Boom, 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 boom. Episode 46. Anyway, we happy to be here on another wonderful Monday.
Right.
Bear with us. Me and Mel both sore as hell. And they had to help this motherfucker move.
He had to change studios.
We had to change the studio, but the dude was on the third floor at this other spot. Oh Lord, yeah, I need to get more active. Let's just say that. Anyway, appreciate everybody. Joining into the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Those are the streaming. Episode. Oh, damn. We'll be streaming from either
What up, though, sincere
I.O.W. Sports page or the I.O.W. page. We appreciate all the support, love, like my man Sincere King right there. That's a true king right there. Y'all go check him and Peaches out for sure. The Black Owned Podcast, and they drop an episode every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And they're part of the whole Man Down Podcast Network. Shout out to Mel, Jay, Zoe, Kaz, Slim, Corey. I mean, the whole Man Down Network, man. Much support to them, and of course, Sincere and Peaches on the Black Owned Podcast. So y'all go check them out. Oh shit! You scaring the shit out of me over there, dog.
Just testing it out.
Anyway, you got to give a nigga a heads up.
Trying to see how it sounds on the radio.
But hey, going over to the website www.ioftenwonder. He ain't paying attention. 19.com.
19. I'm back in the back doing engineer work.
Oh my God. Mr. Engineer over here trying to do two things at one time. Multitasking is I don't know if it was his forte, but I don't know why I'm doing it. I mean we'll get to the radio.
I'll fix it.
We'll fix it. So the website www.ioftenwonder
19.
There he is. .com. He's back, y'all. That's the website where you get all the information of every platform that we are streaming on from the I.O.W. network. Literally every platform, all of our content. Of course, if you are a Apple or iOS user, pretty much, which is pretty much you and your whole fam. Whole fam, y'all Apple down. Y'all Apple down.
Apple gang.
But literally, if you are part of the Apple gang, go on over to your Apple store, get your I.O.W. network radio app. It's up, it's running, and that's what Mel's messing with, tinkering it right now. He ain't liking the sound of it, but it's coming along. And of course, you Android users, be patient. It's coming. Our app is coming. But hey, it's Monday, and of course, there's always breaking news that happens. We'll get to some of that breaking news in the midst of our conversation today. But we got to talk about some NBA because in the midst of us moving yesterday, we was able to kind of keep an eye on that Brooklyn Nets and Miami Heat game, which ended in of course, fantastic fashion with Bam Adebayo getting the game-winning bucket at the last second. So it turned out to be a great game. But 15 games left, pretty much is the average what everybody has left in the season. But me and Jamel was kind of talking while we was watching that game, and it got my mind thinking. And so I'm going to propose a question to my brother and everybody out there tuning in. We all said at the end of this year it's going to be Brooklyn Nets and Los Angeles Lakers, and that was before they even got James Harden.
Right.
And so it's probably, probably more likely headed that way. Nothing's for certain, but in NBA, sometimes more than likely is whatever is certain to happen usually happens. But
Right.
which team would you guys be more worried about? As in not quite getting to the finals, or being one of those teams that pull the Clippers like last year, certain expectations and they don't live up to
They don't
them,
live up to it.
get bumped out in the second round. Which team would you guys be more worried about? Nets or Lakers?
I don't know, man. See, lately, Nets has been playing well. Plus, I know some people gonna say, well, they haven't had full team, full strength, which is true. But at the same time, when you're a team that's built to win like that, you gotta beat the team you're supposed to beat.
Oh yeah.
Especially you're only missing one superstar.
Okay.
When they playing when you're only missing one superstar, you got to play better than that.
I'm more worried about the Nets, and I say this
Mm-hmm.
now, even though the
Sincere
Lakers,
said the Nets too.
and the reason why I'm saying the Nets is because the number one factor is they haven't had much time to gel.
Okay.
So if Kyrie's out, then it's usually a James Harden show.
Right.
Then James Harden has been out lately, and then KD came back, and then he leaves, and then now he left again, and
Right.
then
Right.
that's after missing almost 2 months, and then now they're not getting time to congeal. They're not getting time to know one each other on the court with three individuals. You know what I'm saying? They're not able to get um that continuity that most teams
People
uh this shit fucking me up though. um my thing is with the Nets, well, for one, I'm gonna say this. KD needs to put on at least 10 to 20 pounds of muscle next year.
Right.
Him being his durability is starting to become a problem. You know what I'm saying? His
Right.
durability is not only about it's starting to be an issue for him, but it's starting to be an issue for his team.
Right. Right.
I mean, he missed all of last year.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get a chance to get to turn into a decent team.
Right.
And his pretty much was Kyrie last year.
Right.
But then Kyrie, had his issues with injury and whatnot,
Right.
during the bubble and whatnot. Then he starts the season, looks great,
Mm-hmm.
and then goes down again.
Shout out Sincere.
What's Sincere said?
Say leave it alone. Look, man, it sounds different on the radio. Do here. I'm trying to fix the radio sound.
Hey,
leave me alone, nigga. Leave me alone.
He's a perfectionist, all right? But I mean, I'm worried about that.
Right.
I'm worried that one of the greatest talents in the NBA is starting to have a durability issue. And, as great as we know that he is, we can't keep continuing to keep putting him on the greatest list of players in the league right now when he's not available. He's having durability issues. We need to finally just say what it is. Durant right now is going through durability issues, point blank, period. And people need to wake up and realize it. We know he's great,
right,
when he's there.
Mm-hmm.
But the last almost going on 2.5 years, hello,
He's getting hurt.
He's hurt. I'm saying he at least minimum of 10 of straight body muscle needs to be added. Point blank, period.
I mean, he may not be able to do it. Maybe his body frame.
But at least try it. Do something. Look, as people don't want to say what you want about LeBron. He'll invest in his body.
LeBron's a linebacker.
Yeah, he is a linebacker. But if Kevin Durant gets around the right people, the right trainers that can help him figure out how to maintain some body mass, because his body is not lasting. Has he had these issues before? Not so much. He might miss a game here and there, a little knick-knack, not crazy
Hold
issues.
on a second. Hold on. Got a call.
Oh, we got a call.
What up, man?
You need to put the
What's up? Can you hear me? Oh shoot. Hold on a second, Jane. All right. Hello? Give me a second, man. I got connected to the thing. I thought I can hear without connecting you.
Yeah, I made sure I took my
Yeah, is yours connected?
no, I took it off.
What's good? What's up? You hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, hold on a second. Hold on, let me fix it. I never have it come through the. Call me on my on the regular phone. You got my number? I'm gonna text it to you. All right, I'm gonna text it to you. Huh? All right.
Hey, we doing a live show.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I thought he was calling about sports. I didn't know.
Oh shit. No, but back to my original thought.
I then threw this nigga off.
With the because I'm thrown off because you know I come in this bitch like zooted like a hell. Anyway, speaking of happy holiday to my peoples tomorrow. Y'all have fun. I wish I was in Colorado, California, but it is what it is. I can't lie. I wish I was in California or Colorado tomorrow for 420, but I'd be in that bit. Lit it.
All right, there we go.
But anyway, now with the Lakers,
somebody want to call, we connected.
Yeah, now with the Lakers, and I'm not gonna lie, have they looked fantastic? But they've been managing to keep this ship upright, and catching some breaks there to getting win over quality teams, even though some of those quality teams are resting their players. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I'm gonna keep it one. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Right.
Some of the teams that they beaten, like your top tier, 3 or 4 in each conference that they may grab a win from.
Right.
They have been resting some players, and it is what it is. But they've been managing to not let the doors just fly off the hinges.
Right.
And they're still in good position. And come on, let's be honest. When AD and LeBron get back, that's totally a different team. And I think they're purposely resting them at this point.
Say, Sincere says that KD can't put on no muscle. And that may be fact. He may not be able to. He may not be able to get bigger, but he can't get stronger. So it's a difference.
You're going to have to do something.
So it is a difference. He might not be able to mass up, but he can, strengthen up.
Nah, fuck that. Feed that man. Man, come kick it with me. I
say you fatten him up.
Yeah, man, fat back central in this bitch, dog. All the fat back, all the hog maws, all the pig feet. No.
But I'm gonna say this though, with speaking to what you were saying before, the only thing I'm concerned about with the Lakers, well, not the only thing, one of the things I'll bring up the point about the Lakers is that because without LeBron and AD, they still been kind of winning a few games and playing pretty well. When they come back, will that throw that chemistry off?
I wouldn't say.
And let me preface that. I know people say it's LeBron, it's AD. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the fact that they go back to just okay, LeBron and AD do y'all thing. We just sit back because against Brooklyn, they're gonna need everybody.
Oh yeah,
so I'm saying
they're gonna need the whole squad,
and so they're gonna need to play like that plus LeBron and AD. So
if AD and LeBron are the great teammates that the publicity portrays them to be, they will know that hey, these guys been holding it down without us for so long. Like, let's make sure that we don't mess this chemistry up. We integrate into it, and then still make sure that we get ours, and they still are able to, get the best out of the players that have been holding the ship.
Right.
Because you if you're just gonna go in there and LeBron just goes, hey, AD, me and you, let's go do this. To me, it'll throw the whole chemistry off.
Right.
Because if I'm a player, I'm like, I understand you, LeBron and AD, but come on, like y'all been gone and we've been holding it down. Like, I would feel some type of way about that. You just come in here and bulldog it. But let's be honest. We know that's the realization of the situation.
Mhm.
It's LeBron and AD. They're
Right.
supposed to, I guess return to, certain roles that supposed to happen. But in my idea, why should it automatically go back to that? Why can't they, you know, kind of formulate their game around what we've been doing, and then
Well, I
they
mean,
just
ideally that's what you want.
yeah.
But I mean, people, human nature, man. Sometimes you just go back to like, all right, this is how it was before. Go ahead and let them, go ahead and let them do their thing. But my thing is like the way, because of the way that they playing without LeBron and AD,
hmm
LeBron and AD should come in and enhance that.
yeah,
And I hope that's what they continue
yeah. That's
doing.
kind of yeah. We're saying the same thing. We just kind
Right,
of said it in different,
right, because of the same. Because the fact
more
is,
professional than I did.
no, but
What's his head talking
he said
about?
he LeBron James. The fuck. No, but I mean, let me say this sincere. I'm not saying that um LeBron's not good, and I'm not saying that KD's not good. My point is more to the fact is how they're playing without them.
Yeah,
They gelling together as a team without them. They beating some teams that you wouldn't think they will beat without LeBron and AD. So when they get ready to play a team like Brooklyn or Philly, whoever comes out the Eastern Conference, they're gonna need LeBron and AD plus the role players.
I
If
mean,
the role players go back to like we gonna sit back and chill and let LeBron and AD do their thing, they might be in trouble.
now we have to bring up the conferences because
Right.
let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lakers sitting in the fifth seed right now.
Right.
Um, Denver. I mean, we're not 100% sure what Denver's looking like without Jamal Murray now.
Not good.
You know, who knows what that team is going to look like in the last 15 games because
Right.
they have something they got to figure out
Right.
with that whole Jamal Murray being
Mm-hmm.
gone for the rest of the season. So that's not necessarily the direct team. Ahead of them, of course, the Clippers.
Right.
And honestly, I mean, they've somehow they flipped the switch. I mean, and since that Rondo factors look like it's a legit thing instead of a myth. It looks like a damn Madden curse, like for real, like wherever you know Rondo goes, he just brings a certain attitude and swagger. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it, but for some reason Clippers just flip the switch all of a sudden.
Right.
Um, Phoenix is still hot. You know what I'm saying? They're still showing that they're probably one of the cream of the crops players or teams.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Booker and Chris Paul, and somehow they've managed. And just like Rondo, Chris Paul has this damn aura, and he just goes to Phoenix, and he's been bringing the best out of DeAndre Ayton, who I
Right.
thought was at one point was about to be a bust. You know what I'm saying? Um, Utah still up there. I'm not sure what's up with this Donovan Mitchell injury.
I mean, X-ray came back negative, so he shouldn't be out too long.
Yes, but still, if he's it, that that time frame can make a difference.
That's true.
So, but I mean, you're talking about at least three. I'm not so sure about Denver without Jamal Murray because I think he plays such a more
I think they're gonna need
important,
Jamal Murray.
intricate,
They need Jamal
role
Murray.
with that team.
Right.
So, I want to hold off and add them before I add them to that team up in the West. That I'm like, all right, Lakers, you got to worry about these motherfuckers. So
Mm-hmm.
let's pump the brakes on Denver. Let's see what happens in the next 10 to 15 games, what they look like.
Right.
I mean, but you go to the East, Brooklyn, you got Philly, of course. I mean, we said it last week. Both those teams at full strength. But
Mm-hmm.
that's why I'm saying that's why I'm more worried about the Nets. When are they ever going to be at full strength? Like 7 games with all three.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, it's easy to say, oh, come playoffs, they just get together and turn it on. But playoffs is not the time that you find your chemistry. Playoffs is not the time that you find to come together as a team. It's an odd time.
I think that with the Nets, I don't know if I want to worry about chemistry more if I worry about, like you said, the injury part.
Yeah.
Because if they can they stay healthy through, you know, a 7 game series. And that's gonna be especially if so now how the playoffs come, you go on that roll,
Yeah.
and sometimes it may be like one player that steps up and just pull you through the playoffs. And so that one player may be KD or maybe Kyrie or Hart, whoever, and then they get injured. Sometimes that throws your
Whole
whole
joint off.
whole thing off.
Yeah.
You know, and because you on that rhythm with bam, that's what we doing. You know, if it's going, we're gonna feed it to KD because KD is hot, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that person get injured, that throws your whole rhythm off.
Nah, I feel you.
You know, and
I
it throws
feel
your
you.
whole game off. It's not just saying they can't win, but it's one of those things like that's what you're gonna worry about to me with the Nets. And then also with the Nets, it's like um look at the Miami game Sunday.
Yeah.
Miami beat them
Without Jimmy
without Jimmy
Butler.
Butler and without Oladipo.
Yeah.
So then you gotta look at the fact is what did they do to beat them? You know, first of all they held them, especially in the fourth quarter, they held them to one shot. You
Mm-hmm.
know, so they missed, they
Mm-hmm.
got the rebound.
And we were talking about that.
Mm-hmm. So that's one thing
Yeah.
they did, and they played.
They held him to one shot, one and done.
They
Get him
played
out.
good defense.
Yeah.
You know, Kyrie came down a couple times, missed, boom, and how they scored. Because like the Nets was up by 6.
Yeah.
And in a tight game, 6 is a big gap. You know, in a tight game like that.
What would in the amount of time that it was.
Right, in the
Yeah.
amount of time that
Yeah.
it was. And they closed that gap just like that. Bam.
Yeah.
You know, it just took a few misses, rebound, boom, score.
It was like a whole huge momentum switch.
Right. So you gotta look at that and you look at a team like Philly. You know, Philly is a lot more powerful, a lot better.
Yeah.
So it just I don't know, bro. It's gonna just seem like it just seems like it's gonna be hard for the Nets, man.
Yeah. No, and it just kind of reiterate what we were talking about yesterday while watching the game. It's just that you kind of alluded to just getting that one rebound, getting the rebound, one shot
Right.
on a possession and get them up out of there. But
Right.
when you get a team who's shooting threes like crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not getting an inside game like the Nets weren't doing yesterday,
Right.
and then you're not rebounding, you're not getting your offensive rebounds, you're almost shooting yourself in the foot.
Right.
And so I'm worried about that. And don't get me wrong, I know KD, Kyrie, and James can create their own shot, get their own shot, whether inside or out.
Right.
But if you go up to a more physical team, you know, you're getting body blow.
Oh,
and then that goes back to if you're going to be able to stay healthy.
Most there.
Especially when it comes with KD.
Mm-hmm.
And, KD can take it to the hole or he can stay outside. But still, it just like it happened yesterday in the game. Went into the paint, got some contact, and he out.
Man, shoot, he came in with one uniform and left with another.
He left in street clothes.
You know what I'm saying? He was like,
hey, because it's crazy, right? When they said that he was out, and then we looked at the game.
I was like,
this nigga is street clothes. It's
clothes.
done.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all better get the MRI ready. Get the MRI ready. Just make sure he all right. But enough about that. Everybody, y'all drop your comments. All you sports fans, which team you feel is more prone to probably getting a second round or not even make it to the finals.
Right.
Nets or Lakers. I'm saying Nets is more prone.
Net.
Yeah, I think it's Nets all around.
So Nets is a lie.
I don't think they're a lie. Look, there won't be no surprise if they get to the finals.
Okay.
Because we've already said that from the beginning of the season. I'm just saying is if they don't win or don't make it to the finals, I can see why they won't.
Right.
So I mean,
speaking of lie, what about this Aaron Donald case?
Boy, we got to talk about that Aaron Donald situation because that dude that filed the charges, and I'm pretty they haven't heard word they were dropped yet, but I got a feeling they will be because he has since issued an apology through his lawyer. I don't know if that's for legality reasons. You know,
It's probably because hold on. You see that we showed the interview last last week we showed it.
yeah.
He act like he didn't know what was going on anyway. Just like so did Aaron Donald assault you? Yes, sir. He said, were you the perpetrator?
Yeah, or was it
What?
provoked?
Wait, was it provoked?
Yeah.
What? Excuse me.
And
The
then
lawyer
the
had
lawyer
said,
jumped in.
I advised him not to say nothing. I'll speak for him. He knew he was about to mess it up.
Hey, bro, I told
He knew he was about to
people.
mess it up.
I told people.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, me and Mel talked about it on the show because we had the clip when the dude said, "Was it provoking you?" What?
Excuse me, sir.
So I was like, yo, something fishy about that.
Well,
and then a couple of days later,
right?
then the video drops. And then Aaron Donald's lawyer proceeded to give his version of the story. And it's coming out that the dude was drunk as hell and tried to size up Aaron Donald.
Right.
And Aaron Donald Peoples jumped on his ass.
I tell you what, though, I found out through our investigative reporter, Vincent Gauthier. So he sent me over something. I was watching. I was like, oh, okay, dang, wow. Yeah. You know, but I tell you the funny thing about that situation.
Shout out, Vin.
Shout out, Vin. Avid supporter of the show.
Yeah.
Is that I still stick to what I said about the part about when you out like that, you still have to protect your assets. Now, it's a good thing
that he's around good people.
He's around good people. It's a good thing that this seems to be a incident that he wasn't involved with.
Yes.
So that's
and
good.
If you look at the video, he was trying to get his peoples off of him because he knew his peoples.
Right. He had to get off of
because he knew his peoples.
Right.
Because he knew his peoples was about to put a mud hole in his ass.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Investigative, Vin. We got.
But
just wait till we get a budget. We'll put you on the payroll.
We'll put you on the payroll. I ain't tell you what my sister said. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but I still stick to this. And you know, and I think that first of all, when you out there and you are someone like that, like I'm sorry to say Shannon Sharp kind of mentioned this, so that's why his name came. But when you out there like that, you still have to look at it like this. It's 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing good gonna come of that.
You don't need to be out there as Aaron Donald.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because people are looking. And I'm gonna go back to what I was saying about Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp had gave this kind of a story, and he made me think about it too. He said him and Ray Lewis went to a club in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And they walked in, and somebody said, "Hey, that's Shannon Sharp and Ray Lewis." It's like, fuck them niggas. You know what I'm saying? He said he turned around, walked back out because he said, okay, this ain't the right atmosphere.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing you have to do because you protecting your assets and your investment.
You're an investment.
You know what I'm saying?
Big time.
It ain't about if you can whoop them or not. You go in there and, you know what I'm saying? Say you do whoop them.
Yeah.
But you bust your knuckles up, or you trip and fall.
And then you costing yourself money.
You cost yourself money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even worth it.
Because you never know how the situation go play out. You don't.
You know what I'm saying? And then he said at one time he went somewhere and said, "Oh, you ain't as big as I thought you was." Sizing them up.
Yeah.
You know, people gonna do that.
People gonna size you up.
I'm not saying that you don't go out and enjoy yourself.
No, and that's my same sentiment.
You can't be no recluse and stay up in the crib.
Still be human.
Still go out and have fun.
Yeah.
But you have to just be more cautious of where you are.
Sometimes you gotta know, hey, I'm gonna have to cut this party short.
Right.
Hey, I ain't gonna have 5 tequila shots.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You know, hey, I ain't gonna be in the bathroom sniffing coke off a titty. You know,
you know
hey, you know, I ain't gonna be doing this.
Went too far.
I'm just saying, you know, this shit happens, bro. This shit has happened.
I might be in the bathroom doing it.
But I'm saying this shit happens.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm saying this shit happens. Look, before I had kids, before I had an old lady, and I was a bachelor, I was making good money, living by myself. I was out in the streets.
In the bathroom?
No, I
won't cocaine off
tell stories off air, but I'm just
decline
saying.
the answer. On the ground. It might incriminate me.
I'm just saying, I ain't gonna
Right.
say that incriminate myself, but I was just saying, when I was by myself, didn't have no responsibility.
Right.
I was in the streets.
Mhm.
If I get off work or if I had an off day, if I'm in the streets from them 12 to 4 or 5 in the morning, there's a lot of not a, angelly, heavenly stuff going on in those time hours.
I know that's right.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm out 3 o'clock in the morning. I ain't in church.
So, when
I might be blessing somebody,
hey,
but I ain't in church.
yeah, definitely bless that child, Lord. But anyway, hallelujah. But I'm just saying, like, you gotta be mindful because there's literally a moment of fun can turn into tragedy, can turn into something real negative.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
At those time of hours.
Right. Speaking of tragedy.
Yeah.
Look at Philip Adams.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm familiar with Rock Hill, South Carolina, especially living in Charlotte for 15 years.
I got a lot of family in Charlotte, so I know about
I spent a year in Rock Hill off of Dave Lyles Boulevard. Shout out to Rock. Winthrop University. Done a couple of parties on that campus. But sad situation. I got it. I mean, we gotta call it what it is. He's a murderer. All right. Yeah. It's I'm not gonna sit here and play, play motive, protecting, Philip Wheeler is an abuser. Philip Adams is a murderer. That's just the situation at hand. It is a very tragic situation. Literally just came up on somebody's house, shot the grandfather, the grandmother, 2 grandbabies,
kids, man.
And the kids. 2 HVAC workers were on the property at the time. Shot both of them. One killed. One was killed on the scene. The other one went to the hospital. Later succumbed to his injuries. So 6 people. And then later on, the police were able to identify him, and then went to his home and found him gone from a gunshot wound, self-inflicted.
Right.
His brain has already been shipped off to see if it does have CTE. But I mean, this situation is no different from an Aaron Hernandez, Philip Wheeler. Wrong is wrong. I mean, I'm at this point where I don't know, what do we do?
Here's my thing. I think there's 2 situations going on here that needs to be addressed.
Go ahead, address them, bro.
One situation is the crime itself.
Yeah,
that has to be addressed. You can't sweep that under the rug.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You can't try to excuse them out of it
at all.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to address the crime that was committed.
Yeah.
The lives have been taken.
Yeah.
You got people that was doing their job.
Yeah.
On their job, regular, every day at work, putting in the HVAC unit, whatever.
Yeah.
And life gone.
Gone.
Babies.
Kids.
You know what I'm saying? He had a chance to live life.
4 and 9 or something.
He had a chance to live life.
Yeah.
Life is gone. You know what I'm saying? So you have to address that issue. The second issue is they really need to stop my mama say pussyfooting around about CTE.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They say, well, we don't have any definitive answer because you're not really investigating like you should.
Yeah.
I'll listen to a TED talk and I was talking about how, if you talking about the brain, if you shake it, you break it. Now think about how many times you're gonna take hits or receive hits in football, boxing.
In 1 year.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot, 1 game.
Well, yeah.
Like I listened to was it Cameron Drake? I think he was he was saying something about, once he got that first concussion, it was so easy to get another one. He said one time the guy shoulder passes and kind of brushed his head.
Yeah.
He got a concussion.
Yeah.
And he talking about how now he has trouble remembering stuff. And then scientists point out, it's connected to behavior issues, whether, mood swings down, fits of rage, junior say out, you go on about what concussion is, and CTE does,
bro,
to a person.
NFL, NHL,
right,
boxing. There's even times baseball players you get plunked in the head too many times.
Look at Muhammad Ali, man.
Muhammad.
I mean, that's if you don't.
Chris Benoit, wrestler guys.
Chris Benoit.
I mean,
with Chris Benoit, we don't know if it's CTE and steroids.
Yes. Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
you have to throw that caveat in there. I
But
get
at the same time, yes, you can include
head
him
trauma.
because
Yeah,
it's still you still suffer
that's when they was taking
concussions.
steel shots,
Right.
still
He
chair
still
shots
suffered
to the
from
head. Yeah,
concussions, and he killed his whole family.
yeah.
So, you know, you can't you can't. I think when you try to put the two issues together, that's when you run into trouble. You have to separate the issues,
Mhm.
deal with the crime.
Yeah,
You know, regardless of yes, he might suffer CTE, but he still committed a crime.
still a murder.
You know what I'm saying? So you still have to deal with that crime.
Yeah,
But at the same time,
it's just a whole sad situation.
right, you still have to fix
The issue.
the issue.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what the issue because they said they put in new helmets, so I don't know how to fix it.
I'm more like,
But I think get more information to understand it before you try to just throw band-aids on it.
now I may be reaching.
Uh-huh.
I may be reaching.
Go ahead.
But why not create jobs to have some kind of in-home care for these guys?
Okay.
I'm not saying a babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they still gotta live their lives,
Mhm.
but someone that can monitor the behavior.
You
That
don't know
can
what that's out of sport.
or either
Or why they in sport.
either in sports or out of sports.
Okay.
Just create someone that can monitor the behavior, because if you can monitor monitor the behavior
Mm-hmm.
and can see a trend that
Right.
hey, maybe they not looking so hot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe the depression level's too low.
And
or
I don't
something
disagree
like
with that. That is a good solution, you know, while you in it, but how to prevent it from happening.
See, but that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Still, if because Philip Adams haven't played in the league for almost 5-6 years.
Right.
And I seen the interviews with his family. They're like, yo, we just don't know how this happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they still have to live with the fact that, dang, you know, the crime happened.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to know, why did the crime happen? What
Right.
led him to do that? Because even the police who have finished their investigation, they're like, you don't have no motive.
Mm-hmm.
He had no motive, had no reason to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's left with a huge question mark.
Wow.
Both sides of
Right.
that family. You know what I'm saying? And it, to me, you know, what's wrong with having somebody check in on him, a wellness check?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think the NFL needs to do more with that.
Right.
I mean, because you have to understand that these are people that you made billions of money off of,
Mm-hmm.
and you pretty much is just saying,
So once we done with
thank
you, toss to the side.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's a bad look,
Right.
and they'll find a way to pass that. But speaking of
players,
passes,
speaking of players passing,
passing players.
Trey Lance.
Yeah. So it's been reported second pro day, but this kind of is different because in the pro days it's kind of scripted,
right?
Like a practice session.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's some of the scripted situations are being managed by certain teams who are looking at them.
Right.
Of course, the 49ers, the Falcons,
mm-hmm.
And some other teams. But for the 49ers
mm-hmm.
were pretty much the most prevalent team with the scripted part of the practice session of the pro day.
Right.
So, you know, they got me thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's been, Mac Jones. You know, we both already been on the record.
Right.
Like, why would you trade up to the third pick to get Mac Jones? Yeah, Mac Jones. You can get him in the third or fourth round. Right. And that still might be too high.
You get him on blue light special.
You get him.
Mac Jones.
You get him right.
Mac Jones.
Who? You can get him when he go on the clearance rack at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. But
I'll take him.
Yeah, I'll take him. But I don't see why you wouldn't get Trey Lance.
Yeah,
I mean he's the rawest of all the quarterback prospects.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the upside is crazy. You know, he's shown accuracy. He's shown athleticism.
I think out of the two teams, Trey Lance would benefit more in Atlanta, and I'll tell you why. It's not for the obvious reasons. He can sit under a quarterback that can teach him something. I don't see a big upside from learning from Jimmy Garoppolo stuff. Learn how to get you injured. You know what I'm saying?
Except showing not how to be there.
Right, you want to know how not to play, how not to participate. Follow Jimmy. You know what I'm saying?
It's actually not that.
But sitting under, you get Trey Lance. You know, talent's there.
Yeah.
send him under Matt Ryan,
Yeah,
who whether it's another year or another 2 years that Matt's gonna play.
at least two,
You know
because
what I'm saying?
his cap hits is just too
Right.
high.
So you still gonna have someone's veteran who can kind of teach you some things, show you ropes,
Yeah.
and they can kind of and they can still build for this year into next year some good pieces around you.
Hmm.
You know, and I think Atlanta is a better situation for him out of the two.
I don't. I don't. I don't think he'll get there.
To Atlanta.
Yeah. I look. It's a given. Trevor and then guy from BYU. I forgot his name already.
Oh yeah,
Zach Wilson.
yeah.
San Francisco needs a quarterback. I don't care because they're still saying, Pat, that Jimmy G's going to be the guy taking the reins, but it, Trey Lance. If you don't want Trey Lance and you're scared about his lack of playing, his doesn't have enough on the resume, they're scared because he played in an FCS school, to me, which shouldn't matter. If you got the talent, they'll find you. I mean, Carson Wentz went to the same school. He was second overall pick. So it's not, out of this world to go get an FCS quarterback. I mean,
Right.
Joe Flacco played at Delaware, FCS school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's not act like FCS players like it matters.
Right.
So they, I'm that narrative is dried up and old for me. Um, but I mean, I'm looking at the pool of quarterbacks right there.
Hmm.
What's wrong with Justin Fields or Trey Lance?
Right.
I would take either one of those before I even think about this
Mac
whole Mac
Jones.
Jones shit. Like I need them to dead that shit now. Because you don't go up to the third overall pick to get Mac Jones. That's like going up to get Mitch Trubisky. It
Right.
really is.
Right.
Because
See how that worked out.
I'm just saying you don't go get the Sutton riser up in the quarterback room. No, you don't for what? Just because he had a little meteoric rise at that moment, for what?
Right.
You don't
Right,
go
right.
up and first of all, you don't change your whole franchise around and do that. They already made a consensus effort to show that, hey, we are all in it to change up what's going on in our franchise.
Mhm.
Because you made the trade to go up there. You don't go get he's not a franchise changer. He's not a franchise quarterback.
Correct.
He's not.
He's not at all.
He won't get to the league, but he has backup written all over him. I'm sorry.
Third string backup.
I mean, go down the line of Alabama quarterbacks
Mhm.
since Saban's been in there.
Okay.
AJ McCarron,
Yeah. Where is he?
Greg McElroy. He's in fucking ESPN doing analyst shit.
I
He's
thought
in the
playing
booth.
golf.
That may be his name. I can forget his name, but
Go ahead. There you go. Next
what I'm saying is, you go down the line of quarterbacks that's been there. They are not starters.
one. Right. Right.
Backup at most.
I mean, the jury's still out on Tua.
Jury's still out on Tua.
Right.
Dolphins already had rumors talking about they was going to go get Deshaun Watson.
Joe Namath won a Super Bowl.
Come on, man. Don't do that. Joe Namath was trash.
He won a Super Bowl.
Hey, man, damn it, he caught the best team on the wrong day, on the right day for him. Come on, man. Joe Namath was ass.
He was Alabama quarterback.
Ass. Yeah, he was Alabama quarterback, but no, Joe Namath was ass. I don't care, Hall of Fame or not. They put his ass in the Hall of Fame when it didn't matter. They put his ass in on sentimental shit. Not because the motherfucker was good. Joe Namath was ass, bro. Look at his stats. But I mean, I'm just saying, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if Trey goes to San Francisco. I think he's a first rounder.
Yeah, I mean, I think he is.
I mean, but they need to kill that Mac Jones shit.
Right. Speaking of that, you need to hit him with a bat.
We gonna go to that.
Okay.
Hey, if not, but we gotta definitely talk about this shit.
What we got?
That whole Jake Paul shit over this weekend, man, with Ben Askren. Let me say this.
Go ahead, say.
Let me say this.
Say
because I was gonna say it on Get Off, but I got something else for that.
Okay.
I actually had two because this was my notable nominee for
Okay.
get it off my chest. But Ben Askren honestly didn't care for this fight. That boy, I mean, I'm in better shape than what that motherfucker is right now, for real.
Yeah, he was looking. He
Pudgy,
looking. Yeah. Not only that, I mean, like even like Snoop said, he fighting a
pudgy.
1920 style. He's doing like this. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, bro, what is you doing?
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
so, I mean, he didn't train for it. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Jake Paul, I mean, he's training. He's serious about his training.
He is.
So you have to at least put that same level of commitment if you're gonna fight him.
Yes.
That right there, bare bones.
Yes.
Put that same level of commitment.
Right there.
Vince said, "I'm sick of that Jake Paul.
Bruh.
It's a payday.
It is a payday.
But I'm gonna get to that point too, Vin. I'm gonna kind of allude to that too.
It's a huge
But
payday.
I just want to just put that part out there first.
Yeah, that
because
Jake Paul's taking it serious.
If you're gonna fight him,
you better be taking it serious.
At least put that level of commitment in.
Yeah.
Now,
because he is.
Here's my thing on the overall thing about Jake Paul. And it's kind of alluding to what Vince said. For Jake Paul, either you're gonna fight for real,
do it for real,
or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All this like
pussyfooting around.
Paying, going in. Now, if you're looking for a lick, can you do what you're doing?
Keep doing what you're doing.
You know what I'm saying?
Because
you're gonna make some money, and you're gonna look good because you picking who you want to fight. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that because this is exactly that it proves, and it's going straight to my the case that I'm trying to make on how tragic this shit is.
Mm-hmm.
So I need people to realize the business acumen of Jake Paul.
Mm-hmm.
On Twitter,
mm-hmm.
he has 3.8 million followers.
Right.
On Instagram, 15 million followers.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube, where he made his mark, 20.3 million followers.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about almost 40 million in followers for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's bragging and boasting on his page, 1.3 million downloads, over $65 million made.
Right.
This is a money grab.
Okay.
Yes, he's taking it serious, but he is doing such a detriment to the game of boxing because he's fighting opponents that are not, which goes to your point, not in the same mental capacity as in the seriousness of it.
Right.
So it is making a mockery of the game of boxing.
Right.
And he had the balls to, I mean, don't get me wrong. And this is why I'm more disappointed with Ben Askren, is because he's been in combat sports, been in MMA. You know the seriousness of what could possibly happen if you bullshitting around in an octagon or a ring. He knows this.
Right.
Which is why I'm more pissed at him in the situation, because you know how people would do anything to be in that sport and be in that spot, and you're not taking serious.
That's true.
And so look, Ben got paid for it. Good for him.
Yeah, he got
paid. Look, he got a check. No, I don't know the amount. I don't care. But this guy Jake Paul, who literally is just a damn fucking culture vulture, getting rich off of a sport that is predominantly been our sport.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is what's irking me about this motherfucker. He's getting rich off of just being just a straight culture vulture.
Well, even if you're looking from a standpoint of this, he is just taking what he did from YouTube, repackaging it into boxing. And like I said, if you're looking just to hit a lick,
but that's what it looks like.
You doing
he
you
looks
doing
like
good.
a lick hitter.
But if you really talking about you serious about boxing, like I'm serious about boxing.
Yeah.
But you picking somebody who
Nate
never
Robinson.
boxed.
Yeah, somebody never another YouTuber.
Right. And then I think did he fight KSI? Was his brother fought KSI?
It had to been his brother, but
yeah. Then you
fight Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson.
Come on.
Then you fight
Ben
Askren, who's a retired.
Yeah.
Not only let's just get that. He was retired.
Hasn't been in the octagon for years.
Right. And then not only that,
Been a
he
wrestling
wasn't a
coach.
boxer. He's a wrestler. When you saw the match and they ran down his credentials, it was all wrestling. You know what I'm saying? All wrestling.
Because I mean, I knew Ben Askren because of watching a lot of
Right.
MMA,
Right.
and he wasn't the greatest striker.
Right.
That wasn't his game.
Right.
You know,
So
he called out Nate Diaz. He called out Nate Diaz.
Yeah, he just talking.
He don't want that.
He don't want that.
Nate Diaz will.
I don't think he want Conor McGregor. He just wants the publicity.
Of course he do. This is what he does. This is when
He
you
wants
got 40 million of followers.
Because I mean,
you just say whatever the fuck you want and just throw it at the wall, and some of it's gonna stick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he does.
Right. Yeah, he don't want that smoke.
He don't want that Nate Diaz smoke.
No,
Nate Diaz will bomb on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. You know what? I want Nate Diaz to accept that one.
Right.
And this is what brings me to another point. For all you boxers out there,
Mm-hmm.
especially who spent years trying to build your name but haven't broke through yet, I would have jumped on this in a heartbeat.
But here's a scary thing. Ben says, I want to see him fighting Diaz so he can get his ass whooped.
Hey, Ben, Diaz will bomb on his ass.
Here's the thing, too, that a lot of boxers may be thinking about.
Yeah.
There's a catch-22 with this. You get in the ring, he catch you at one.
And he drop you.
Because anybody can get dropped at any time. You know what I'm saying? Now you're looking at, you got beat by a YouTuber. They ain't gonna say you got beat by a boxer, you got beat by a YouTuber. Which, I mean, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to be a part of that. So some people might say, I ain't about to get a ring to this guy. Not that you're scared of it, just like, it won't be benefit for my career. Yeah. It's different if you fight another boxer that's been doing it at the same time. They catch you and, hey, he got me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We get a rematch, we going. Yeah. It's no big deal. That don't mess your career up. Yeah. But you fight him, he catch you. They gonna dog you. You know what I'm saying? That may just ruin your career. And it's like, why would I want to commit career suicide for someone who's just trying to hit a lick?
And I get that part, but I know if I've been cooking for it.
Or not to say I think that he'll be Nate Diaz. That's what they said.
I've been cooking for 16 years.
Right.
So if I get a motherfucker that just started cooking like a year ago and he makes something better than me, yeah, I'm gonna feel some type of way about it. But I will be more confident, and because I know this. Right. Especially if I was a boxer that's, one of these boxers that can't break his name through the top of the ranks. That might be a way to, hop on. I mean, do what he does in reverse. Yeah. Whoop his ass, and then all of a sudden my name's out there. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Remember me? Yeah, but that's the part of the catch-22.
Yeah, it is a catch-22. Because
I hear you beat Jake Paul. It was like, this nigga's just Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, but I'm saying you're in a lose-lose situation.
But he's getting eyes to the shit, which is the biggest thing that's irritating me. But that's why I ran off his number of subscribers between three platforms.
You're right, and I'm not disagreeing. He's getting eyes to it. But what I'm saying is the trap is if you beat him, you look bad. Paul. It's like this. You're in high school, the biggest dude in there, strongest dude. And he fights you, he didn't catch 22. You catch him on one, he looks bad. Yeah. He beat you,
he look bad.
Anyway, he gonna look bad because like nigga like littler than you know what I'm saying?
But like what you doing getting beat by this little nigga?
You know what I'm saying?
What you doing beating on this little nigga?
So it's like a catch-22 type thing. It's like, so why sometimes you just be like, man, I ain't gotta deal with that. It ain't even worth it.
I'm curious to see what real boxers really think of this shit.
Yeah, I would love to see here.
I want to see Bud Jones, like Spears,
right?
What are these cats like? What do they really think of this shit? Like how serious are they taking?
I don't even want to hear from like the ones at the top. I want to hear the ones that's out here grinding, trying to make a name. I want to hear what they got to say.
Okay, yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because
that kind of goes back to who I think should take these fights.
Because now I want to see what they got to say because he's circumventing the process. You know what I'm saying? He's not going the same way they going, where you have to fight a bunch of amateur fight. You fighting in gyms with the water's leaking and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He
And then you
circumvented
got to
that
deal with
process.
promoters.
You got to do all that
janky
stuff.
ass motherfucker promoters.
Not getting paid that much of anything.
But he is.
You know what I'm saying? He getting a big bag.
He getting the bag.
He fighting nice rings. He's getting
They
draws.
getting concerts.
You know what I'm saying? You might be
Snoop
fighting.
Dogg
Right.
doing announcing.
You might be fighting
shit.
3 people in the arena watching. You know what I'm saying? And you in a hole in the wall. You fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's part of the process.
Yeah.
He's circumventing that. So
he's cutting all that out.
I'm kind of curious to see what those boxers.
There's got to be some resentment.
You know, it's got to be like, come on, bro, you making a
I'm saying there's got to be resentment,
right? It's got to be something.
It's got to be. But I mean, that I'm not hating on the man's business savvy. That I mean, it's smart business.
Yeah, from a business.
I'm just saying, as a fan of a game of a sport of boxing, it to me it's shitting on it.
Right. Right.
You know, so I can only imagine how some of those cats feel. We did have another time where we're gonna skip that because we're getting short of time.
Right.
So we need to get down to the nitty gritty.
It's
about that time,
business.
Time.
Holla at your boy.
Say it with your chest, I'ma say little ass nigga. With my chest. Look here. If the NBA told homeboy with the Clippers because he got caught with his ungrateful female, they got in an argument, and she taped him saying racist things, and they forced him to sell his team. Now, the Mets have had a GM they've hired, then had to fire before this season.
Right.
A former coach under they regime. A former player personnel, and then now over the weekend, 2 more staffers from the Mets organization are accused of inappropriate behavior towards women.
Right.
The Major League Baseball needs to force the owners of the Mets to sell that damn team. Because if it's, to me, this is no different from a guy who's being a racist and a bigot to being a organization of cultural predators.
Right.
It's just as worse. It is to me is damn near on the same level of just atrocity.
Right.
Trash.
Right.
This whatever I don't care. I didn't even do the research on who the owner is. I don't give a fuck. They need to force them to sell it because, you know, as a father of daughters, I would hate them to ever go into a work atmosphere of this kind.
Right.
Because I'm legal to carry. I'll come in there and I'll air that bitch out. Straight up.
You don't need no air conditioning.
Chitty chitty bang bang. Because this is unacceptable.
Right.
That women can't go and live and go get a living, make a living, do their job. And you talking about an organization where women still haven't been able to break out in baseball.
Right.
So they're already in a real tough atmosphere as into making it because the odds and the statistics are against them already.
Right.
Now you are disrupting their personal life because you guys can't talk to them properly.
Right.
Can't keep your fucking hands to yourself. Doing all inappropriate shit that's not necessary.
Right.
I can understand if it was one, but these damn Mets organization didn't had at least 5 cases within the last 6-7 months.
It's ridiculous.
Major League Baseball, Fred Manfred, commissioner, force these motherfuckers to sell this shit right now. If my boy Adam Silver could go to the NBA and tell the motherfucker racist motherfucker, nah, we ain't with that. Sell it.
Right.
Same. You should have the same attitude right here. Because this shit's unacceptable.
I agree.
That's just trash. Fuck out of here, man.
Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
It's just crazy, man. Anyway.
Well, it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, now that I got my water, I got that off my chest.
Get off his chest.
Yeah, we good. We good.
All right.
Great show, brother.
Great show, bro.
Hey, anyway, look, we appreciate everybody again for tuning in.
Right.
Episode 46 in the books. Y'all come back Thursday. Episode 47, God willing. It's been real.
Got the new studio.
Yeah, new stew. Hey, going over to the website, www.ioften119.com. Yep. Apple users, iOS, go get the app.
Right.
The I.O.W. Network Radio app is popping.
Mhm.
Android users, be patient. But hey, like I said, Thursday, y'all come back now. You're here. It's been real. Peace.
Peace. Let's get it cracking.
The I.O.W. Network.